What's up, everybody? Welcome to Ep.2 of Time to Talk Magic. I'm here with this week's guest, my longtime friend Dustin Betts. Dustin, how you doing, man?
I'm doing great. How's everyone else?
It's for clarification, it's Betts.
Bets.
So,
Long time friend.
hell yeah, man. All right, well, we're gonna get to know you a little bit better. How did you start playing Magic?
I started playing, when I was like 14 in high school, basically where like a lot of people started. Just had this sweet deck that, well, it was all the colors and none of the mana, but it was sweet. It was a deck of cards. That's really where I first got introduced to Magic. And I played after school with just a bunch of nerds.
Hell yeah, man. That's kind of, it's the band hall, junior high, middle school. That's like the origination of a lot of, well, at least a lot of us old dudes.
Yeah, before it was cool. Yeah, it was,
Pockets of rubber banded together decks.
that's exactly right. It had a nice curve to them.
Yeah, it's different. It's not like mana curve. It's a little different.
Yeah.
I know when I played in high school or even junior high or whatever, I don't even think we used lands, or maybe we didn't. No, we used lands, but we had to play like speed Magic, I think is what we called it. We play in between classes, and you would start with 7 cards, but there was no one land to turn. You just put all the lands you had in your hand into play, and then you would just cast whatever you can cast.
Yeah. We drew up to 7 every turn, and then played as many lands as you wanted.
I like how that we're not from the same school, same towns. I like how that was. That's just how kids played when they had like 5 minutes.
Yeah, that was tabletop Magic. That was just what Magic was. The Pro Tour was that way. That's how we thought it worked.
It's like I've only got 1 land in my hand. I should mulligan because I need to start turn 1 with 6 lands in play.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, 150 card deck.
yeah, there were no mulligans. It's like this isn't good. I'm gonna just draw some extra cards. It's no big deal.
Scribe 5, put them in my hand.
All right, man. Well, you're definitely known locally for being proficient in limited. What is it about limited that you like? Why do you like limited so much?
So, I guess because like where I started playing Magic was with all bad cards. So,
Right.
like limited is just kind of what that is. It takes a fine skill to take, vanilla 2/2s and 2/3s. And really kind of maximize a power there. It's not built-in power level. You kind of have to create your own advantage. And I think I'm just drawn to that puzzle. Like, how do you do that with just bad cards? How do you win with things that should never be played?
Yeah, for sure. So you just like putting together just random crap and winning with it.
Yeah. I used to play something called Funbox where we would just build sealed decks out of
I remember that, yeah.
generic, like just commons and uncommons. So no rares, no bombs. It was just all like trash. And we would build decks and just, smash decks over and over and over again.
Yeah, for sure. Did you like draft it or did you just build like a sealed pool out of it?
Yeah, we just like created our own sealed pools and we used 5 packs worth of cards at that time. So we would just like take a box of 5,000 count, take all the junk out, make fake packs, and then play sealed.
Yeah, for sure.
So we just did that for a whole summer.
Cool. Well, what's your I don't know. Let's do like top 3 limited formats if you can think of them.
I really like Dominaria that just came out here a little bit ago. That to me is actually the best limited format of all time. I know a lot of people are gonna disagree with that, but I think it's just very, very complex, and I just really enjoyed playing it. I love Kamigawa. That's actually the best set ever made.
Oh man.
That was like
for limited or just period?
For limited.
Okay.
I really enjoyed it because it was super bomby and like all these weird legends. That was all brand new for people who had only been playing, for like 10 years or so. So it was just a bad set, and that's what made it fun because all bad cards.
So you like so what I'm picking up here is you like the legendary base stuff. Both of those sets are pretty legendary base.
Yeah, I like it when my opponent is fully restricted to not just like destroy me immediately. It was fun. I like sets that typically require a lot of like combat math and not just like I played the biggest guy and smashed you.
Yeah, for sure.
So, I'm combat oriented for sure.
I remember I started playing kind of around the first Ravnica, so the Kamigawa was right there. We were trying to build Type 2 decks. Is what I think what they called it then, which was standard basically. But I remember like looking through Kamigawa cards, trying to like improve my like zombie deck or sapperling deck or something. I'm just like, man, all these are terrible. What is Like, these abilities don't even make sense. Like,
Yes.
barrel or something? Or what was it?
Barrage is
Barrage?
I think, yeah, where you can like scoop up the lands. Is
Yeah.
that the one?
Yeah. You like pick up, you pick up a number of mountains or swamps or, was it specific to a land type?
No,
Or is it just a number of lands?
I think it was a cycle.
Should look that up.
I'm really bad about keyword memorizations from 20 years ago, but
For sure.
yeah, the mechanic was you like could pick up X amount of lands also in addition to do an effect like deal damage, but I don't remember the exact keyword.
Sweep. That was it.
Okay, so yeah, where you can like sweep up
I
cards.
said barrel because one of the sweep cards was barrel something.
Yeah, this is the card I thought you were talking about, but I thought it was called Barrage. So, yeah,
Okay,
that makes sense.
So it's 2 in a red instant. Return any number of mountains you control to its owner's hand. Which I was like, okay, this is terrible. And then deals damage equal to twice the number of mountains you retrieved. Okay.
Yeah, so you could like pick up 2 lands, kill something decent, and then play a land for the turn.
How was these cards were these played in limited?
Yeah, this is definitely like I don't think this was premium removal, but you definitely would play this. Splice to Arcane was like a major mechanic theme for that block. So like Glacial Ray was like what you wanted. So you just basically packed your deck with as many of those, and if you had to play this, you certainly would. But
you pick up 2 mountains, you get to deal 4 damage for 3 mana.
Yeah. I mean that's fine, right? Like,
Man, spells do that without picking up manas.
Yeah.
Nowadays, I was like, I gotta return mountains. I'll just deal the damage. I don't need to do that.
A lot of times this was just better as an enabler to Splice, since it's an arcane spell. So you would just pick up no mountains and just use it to get like some extra value.
Oh yeah, okay. So were all these sweep spells arcane too? Probably.
Yeah, I think so. I think I was good.
Oh yeah, channel was cool too.
Yeah, I like Channel. Channel was a sweet effect. It was like uncounterable. You could do something sweet with it. That was a big deal for killing creatures.
I could definitely see. I think it'd be cool to like, because I guess we're not really. There were rumors we were going back to Kamigawa at some point, but I think Dominaria was it. Like that's kind of what we did. It wouldn't make sense to go back now because like Dominaria was the legendary base set that we were getting.
I mean, if we went back to Kamigawa, I mean, it would have to be legend based. That was kind of its like whole
Yeah.
like, big deal. And I'm not sure we're ready for like an all legend set again.
It'd be kind of cool if they just, because I mean I know the set didn't have like, it wasn't real famous for being constructed playable, but maybe it'd be cool if they just came out with like a draft set only, but it was based in Kamigawa, like sealed or draft or something.
Yeah, that would be sweet.
Yeah.
I'd be in for that.
Yeah, instead of, because I mean the sets are coming out with that are limited based only, like the Modern Masters or whatever. Those are cool, but they don't really have a lot of flavor. They're just like, here they do a good job of like balancing it as a limited format and a way to re-release some cards they need for modern and older formats, but there's not really a lot of flavor. I think it'd be cool if they did like a Kamigawa version of that.
Yeah, I would like vacation in Kamigawa for like just
Yeah.
a small amount of time and then dip out to
a trip to Kamigawa.
Well, what's so amazing about that set is that as an idea, it was awesome, but because the sets were just not made very well, in my opinion, back then, that a lot of times they got too wrapped up in like the story and not in the game mechanics.
For sure.
And that set kind of like
that's what happened.
Which
makes for a great limited format because you're only playing with those cards.
That's right.
And you're not combining, because when you try to combine some of this, like some of these ridiculous abilities with other standard sets, it doesn't really make sense. Right. I've played with this card before. Epic was a sweet mechanic, but they only put it on like 5 cards.
5 cards.
Yeah, 1 for each color. Because it's kind of, well, it's epic. I don't know.
Yeah, it's an epic spell. Yeah,
you can't have too many epic spells. You got to keep it limited.
Yeah, this was an awesome mechanic. Also, and then I think really probably one of the best standard formats. Like I just enjoyed where you could do this. Go get Form of the Dragon, and then basically you didn't have to cast spells because this would just get the best like enchantment out of your deck and lock people out.
For sure.
This was a cool card.
Were any of the epic cards playable in limited?
I think the green one was expensive, but it made like infinite dudes.
Okay.
And I want to say maybe the black one too.
8 mana, 5 green. Put a 1/1 green snake creature token into play for each card in your hand, which is funny because with Epic you can't play any more cards, so you're just like drawing a card every turn and making a bunch of guys. This could definitely win a limited game.
Yeah, for sure. Like it's 8 mana, so like it's unlikely you have more than 1 or 2 cards at the beginning part. But yes, like after 3 turns, I mean, you have so many 1/1s. It was okay.
What does this one do? Blue one is 10 mana.
It's unplayable, yeah.
Search target opponent's library for an artifact, creature, enchantment, or land. Put that card into play under your control. Okay, I mean, I would cast this card. So, it's not good, but I would probably have tried to play this outside of Limited.
Yeah, I mean, definitely outside of Limited. This got looked at, but again, I mean, we didn't have a lot of the cheaty cards we have in Standard now, so like 10 mana meant like 10 mana. That was
like too much.
A lot.
What's this red one do? The red one's only 6 mana.
It's probably good.
Remove cards from the top of your library from the game until you remove a non-land card. Undying Flames deals damage to target creature or player equal the card's rate of mana cost. That's interesting. Until, you have like 3 turns in a row you flip over a 1 or 2.
That's right.
And then, okay.
Yeah. The only one I really remember seeing any type of Standard play was the white one.
Was the white one.
But,
so the white one, you did get to play that in Standard?
Yes.
Okay.
And that deck was sweet.
And the black one is also 6 mana. Search target player's library for X cards where X is the number of cards in your hand. Remove them from the game. Wow, so you're trying to deck them with this.
Yeah, you could just search their library out. So the first time you just like hit your win con, hit your interaction, and then eventually take out their wins.
Man, this is like I would try to play that in Standard.
Yeah.
I'm sure other people did too, and it probably didn't work out too well.
Yeah, again, it seems sweet if we look at the cards we have now. It's like, I can cast this on turn 3. That's not a problem.
Yeah,
but,
that's true.
It was a little bit different. Like the aggro decks were quite good.
Yeah, I guess the problem is like once you cast this, you're not interacting with the board for the rest of the game. Correct. Unless you already had like some things in play.
Yeah, exactly. Like once you cast this, you're done playing spells. So if your opponent could ever interact with you well, you could just lock yourself out.
Yeah, that's things that I'm looking to try to do, honestly.
But this was kind of good with the like sweep cards.
Oh, well, there's my background. It's a little preview.
Yeah.
That's what we were talking about before the show. So the background is basically, let me see if I can just show the whole thing. Wait, I just need to do, yeah. I'll try it. Let me see. Okay, all right. It's like all the original Planeswalkers in this cool style. You can see that there's Chandra a little bit there in the end. But we were really thinking like this middle one should have been Liliana. It's Soren, I guess. It's like Spider-Man 2 Sora or Spider-Man 3 Sora. Soren. Sorry. But yeah, I mean that's him. I guess that's who that. I don't know why they did like Liliana's little crown thing would have been much cooler.
Yeah. Probably had to like keep all the faces centered. And they pushed the boundaries with Chandra, Harry Potter over there.
Yeah, they totally could have just put a little. There's a little flame lightning bolt thing right there. That's definitely. You can't really see Johnny too well. He kind of blends in, white on white. It's kind of hard to see.
It's smart. Smart design.
All right, man. Well, I dug up some stuff on you. We're gonna take a look at it and just kind of give me your thoughts, some memories. Let me see. It's gonna be. Don't look. Don't look until it's there. All right. I got this deck list. See if you remember anything about this.
Yeah. Oh, we're good here now?
Yeah, you can look at it.
Oh yeah, this is good.
So you played this deck before.
Yeah.
So what is this? What is it? What do you remember about this deck? Why did you like this deck? What is it trying to do?
Man.
God, I know what it's trying to do.
Yeah, so I mean, this is basically Magic purity. Like,
oh God,
this is the purest form of Magic. You play very fair, efficient creatures. You know, like 2/2s for 1 that can't even block. Like you just play guys and smash your opponent.
You would call this deck fair?
Yeah, it's pretty fair. I mean,
the creatures. We haven't got to the spells yet.
Yeah, I mean, this is not unfair. Look, +3/+1. You can't even get extra toughness. I mean,
we're not done yet.
That's a reasonable card.
Wild Slash.
It's wild.
It's wild. It's wild.
Can't hit players. I mean, come
okay,
on.
all right.
Oh, it does. I don't. Man.
It does.
Yeah, card's real good.
Oh my God. People are complaining about like too many 1-mana lightning bolts in the format. This thing does 4 damage for 1 mana.
No, it was unpreventable.
Oh, unpreventable.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
This is a fair card. That's a shock.
Oh, just a shot. Okay.
Yeah, slightly worse shock.
This card's fair?
This one's not fair. So, yeah, I mean, this one you get some options. None of them are good, but
you get to choose 2.
Yeah, you get 2 options. There's good ones. That's a great card.
What would you say your favorite options to choose on this card were?
I like the ones where make opponent cry and kill opponent. Definitely +1/+1 all my fair guys.
And they get reach because that's relevant, right?
Well, because, goblins need to be able to touch birds every now and then. So, yeah, reach is a fair magic. Okay. This card's absurd. Like, choose 2 modes. All the modes are pretty decent. You can even blow out some people by putting a land into play. So, I mean, that's fair.
So you've used every mode on this.
Yes, I've used every mode on this, and if I've cast 2 in the same game, I've chosen all 4 modes. Like 2 on one and 2 on the other. So, yeah, this card was awesome.
All right, so the +1/+1 is relevant because we're going to be, like, putting a lot of these goblins into play.
Yeah, just, again, making guys for guys on guys. Very fair creatures, like 1/1s for 1. I mean, that's not great.
But a bunch of them.
Yeah, we're going to make a lot.
Okay. All right, and then...
Kind of outburst.
Is this one of the fair cards in the deck?
This is a 6-mana card, so if anyone says a 6-mana card is not fair, I don't...
It's just double giant... All right, so giant growth costs 1. This is 2 giant growths. It costs 6. It's 6 times as much mana.
That's not even as good. It's only 1 storm. I mean, like, you can't even get 2 storm counters out of it. That's 6-mana card.
All right, so but sometimes it costs less, and when it costs less, you might combine it with this card.
Oh, this is a combo deck. I thought this was.
Now you remember.
Yeah, I forgot.
Now you remember.
Yeah,
okay.
All the cards in this deck are unfair because of the 2-card combo of kill your opponent.
You play a bunch of like shitty creatures, and then you like combine it with your 1-mana 6-mana card, and then your 2-mana. So like. All right, so like we'll just do some math. Like if a guy has 1 power, and then you give it +6/+6, now it's 7.
That checks out.
7, and then you double that with trample. It's 14.
That's 14.
Okay.
I mean, a lot of games would go, do some early damage with our boy Zurgo.
Oh, but wait, you have a 1-mana 1-power guy, but if you play spells, this is not the Dustin I grew up with. This deck is not the not the Dustin I grew up with, and we're gonna take a look at that in a minute.
Oh no!
So,
what does that math come out to?
Dead. It comes out to dead.
It equals.
I've been on the other end of it. It's dead. It's dead. So I just I hated playing against this deck.
This was a really sweet. I gotta tell a story real quick. So I was playing in a tournament. I'm not gonna say who won the tournament. That would be rude. But
bro, it's on the screen.
I didn't want to be rude. But I was playing in this tournament, and this is in Denton, so this would have been the 3rd part of. Well, we'll talk about that later, probably.
Okay.
I just thought I killed my opponent, so I attacked with Whispered.
Yeah.
Become immense, Steamer Battle Rage, and then just here you go. I put my hand up. I thought that was the end of the game, and I was 2 damage short.
Okay.
And he was like, dude, it's only 14. I was like, yeah, I guess you're right. My bad. So I was a bit of a jerk, but I mean, it happens. The deck's insane. Like,
I
did win this tournament.
Yeah, if you'll excuse me, we'll take a look at what I was playing at the time. I was at the same tournament. We were playing fair decks too. This was perfectly fine.
Man.
Man, we can get back to this.
No.
No?
Everybody just look through this deck list and tell me all of these cards are infinitely better than the ones in my deck.
Yeah, but I get smashed by that other stuff.
That's true. That was the only shot we had.
Perfectly fine deck. Okay, anyway, we're not on me. This is your show. Let's we're gonna move on. All right, avert your eyes again for a second.
Oh, okay.
Let's see what we got. We're about to visit the Dustin bets I know. Or new. I haven't seen that Dustin bets in a long time. All right, we're ready. What do you think about this deck?
Oh baby. All right. Yeah. So this is back when all because of the Kamigawa block. This is what it was. Like this is actually probably the best fun deck I ever played. This deck was sweet, and I also built this deck on my own, which made it even better.
Oh yeah.
Sideboard took a lot of work. I played a lot of F&M, so like a lot of these cards are straight up from the store level. But, man, he has a lot of random numbers in here. Yeah, we do. A lot of 2s and 3s and randoms. But yeah, this will always be my favorite Well, hopefully not always, but this is currently my favorite deck of all time.
Okay. I mean, it's been a while. I don't know if it has the... This is 2006.
Well, that was a bit ago, wasn't it?
Okay, a little bit ago.
Years?
People know what Goryo's Vengeance does.
Yeah, that was a $2 card.
So what was this deck trying to do?
So this was actually your mid-range strategy, where you just tried to get to like 4, 5, and 6 mana, and then cast Greater Good.
Okay.
This was my favorite card of all time at that time. You sack a creature, you draw a lot of cards, and then you discard cards. You get the dead trigger effect, right? So creatures go into the graveyard, and then you would use Goryo's Vengeance and Zombify to put those guys back into play. So this was actually a Hal Brady deck before Hal Brady decks existed.
Yeah, I didn't even play Magic really yet. We were just getting in, but and actually, I played against this deck in my local store a little bit after this, probably because everybody there was net deckers.
Yes,
they started downloading these decks and ordering them online, and I'm trying to win with my Pollen Bright Wings, Sign of the Wild, Sapperling deck, and they're just like, yeah, I'm gonna tap you out for the rest of the game.
Yeah, so the key cards here, definitely Greater Good. Like, that's the engine that kind of made the whole deck busted. But if you look at these creatures like Yosai, like, you just time walked your opponent. So I got to draw 5 cards, time walk my opponent by tapping all their stuff they don't untap.
Yeah.
And then discard. So I could always find one of these.
And these stack. Yosai triggers stack.
And Goryo's Vengeance gives haste. So it wasn't uncommon to reanimate EOT of my opponent, attack for 5, and then sack, and then tap them out again.
Tap them out.
So you just basically got to destroy your opponent's will to live by just taking all the turns before you could take all the turns.
This isn't even a time walk deck. I mean, it is. But
it's a different kind. It's a better time walk.
Creature-based time walk.
Yes, but as you can see, it's weird because it has a lot of creatures in Wrath of God. Again, you don't really care because you guys have death triggers. Like, Kakusho is an easy way to win.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, hit him for 5, sack it, drain him for 5.
Yeah, so really Ravnica powered this whole deck. Before Ravnica came out, this wasn't even a thing, and man,
we got this card back.
Yeah, it has Mortify, so stable. I've been playing it for 12 years, a staple in my heart. But no, this was a different kind of level for Magic. Like, this is the first time I experienced something busted because I missed the Psychotog age, where that was the first time. Crazy combos had been in Standard in a while.
Yeah.
That was, I didn't experience that, thank God. But this was something crazy to me. And like I said, this means a lot because I built this deck. This was not a deck list I ripped from the internet. I developed this, I took it to regionals, went undefeated during Swiss, and then lost to my buddy in top 8.
What was he playing?
He was playing the most busted deck of all time. No, he was playing a Heartbeat the Spring Maga combo. So he was MAGA # make.
Man, they don't have that on here.
Yeah, his name's Dave, and he was my playtest partner at the time, and he basically, was my only loss. But back then, regionals qualified you for nationals, which was a big deal.
Yeah.
And it used to be top 8 got to go.
Yeah.
And that was the first year it was top 4, so I got soul crushed, and I never performed well at regionals ever again.
Those were fun tournaments. I know we have kind of a SCG sponsored regionals thing now, which are fun. They're not the same feel as when it was, you get to go to nationals and all that.
I mean, we're talking GP level numbers.
Oh, yeah.
600-700 players.
Those were a lot of fun. For sure.
Yeah. I mean, back then, nationals was a pro tour. It was that level of quality because that's how you got to worlds. Was going through nationals, and so qualifying for that was a big deal. But now it's just another tournament.
Yeah, for sure. Still fun, not the same feel. If they had a national SCG had a nationals thing, that'd be pretty sweet.
Yeah, this was such a cool deck though.
But all right, well, we'll talk a little bit about the new set that's come out. We've got what is it? It's not Guilds of Ravnica. What's this one? Allegiance, Ravnica Allegiance.
I guess so.
I probably should have looked that up before this, but I didn't. So, kind of just talking about busted stuff. We're not going to do talk about the whole set, but just 2 cards in particular. We were talking about them earlier. Light Up the Stage, Wilderness Reclamation. What do you think about these cards? Do you think they're too good, or just kind of first glance, we played with them a little bit. Do you think they're going to be too powerful, or they're just going to be the most powerful thing we're going to have to deal with in Standard for a while?
So I think initially, just looking at them, they seem the biggest conversation piece from everything. the enchantment is absurd. Like it's actually free because you untap lands, and then it just nets an advantage every single turn, which is not normal. Like if we look at previous mana flares, they've always been like for you and your opponent.
Yeah, there's no drawback to this thing.
Yeah, like
instants. You can only not really play
really.
sorcery speed stuff. Play the instant stuff once you untap. Like it is like a one-sided. Yeah, mana flare. Yeah.
I mean, people like there are some people like when they look at strategy and cards, they look at just mana advantage as ways of winning, and this thing is going to out mana advantage everything else in standard. Like you're getting 4 mana, 5 mana, 6 mana extra every single turn. You're going to cast more spells, and if your deck draws more spells, and casting more spells is usually just the way to win.
For sure. The fact that you can play Teferi on 5 and, the Wilderness Reclamation on 4, Teferi on 5, and then Nexus the same turn you play Teferi.
Yeah.
When you untap your lands. You untap your lands with Wilderness Reclamation and the 2 from Teferi, you get the 7 mana. Yeah, that's a little too... That's how much... That's 7 and 5... That's, 12 mana.
Yeah, from a 4 mana investment.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, that's crazy.
On turn 5, you have 12 mana at your disposal.
And it's kind of like a embarrassment of riches because of like when you flip Escantoland and you start stacking these triggers, like you get to look through 8 cards a turn or 12 cards.
Yeah.
I mean, what's the point? Like you
can
pick
find
up your deck, find whatever card
exactly. All right. So what about?
So it's probably just okay.
It
seems like a reasonable card to me.
I mean, so what I've seen so far, it's pretty. The decks that get it into play are pretty busted. But if they don't have that enchantment in play, I don't know. They're just kind of like a deck trying to ramp and draw cards. Enchantments aren't that hard to deal with. They might be game 1, but if you really want to beat it, little hand disruption, counter spells,
yes.
Enchantment disruption. We'll have to see though.
It's hard because it's still week 0, so we don't like if people start playing like focusing their decks to play enchantment removal, it gets way worse. Like, they tap out for this, you kill it, and then wreck them. Yeah, but. And that's not how real Magic works. Like in the real world, like people are still going to build this deck, play it, and take it to your GP, and they're going to just take all your turns because you played a well-oiled machine, and they're playing, something that's trying to take advantage of a specific combination. And I think it's too good. Like if they banned it on Monday, I'm in. Like 100%.
Fair enough.
And that's not even because of the decks I play or anything. I don't like cards that take away your opponent's ability to play Magic.
Yeah, if you have that in play, your opponent did not bring any counter spells or ways to interact with enchantments, they're probably just going to lose.
Yeah, like I don't advocate for fair decks at all, but I think when your opponent is denied the opportunity to play Magic, then that card is just unhealthy for Magic as a whole. And that's true on this other card too, I think.
For sure. So I'm going to be playing Wilderness Reclamation decks until I'm not allowed to anymore. I will be doing that. But the other
tomorrow.
Until tomorrow. So the other card, light up the stage. 1 red mana divination for red.
Yeah, so this is a straight better than divination in almost every way because it can cost 1, and you get these cards on the next turn as well. Yeah. So you can plan your turns. You know exactly how you want to do things. Like this card is the same thing. When we talk about mana advantage, like this card is generating a way to draw extra cards for minimal investment. And there's no downside. If your deck's all 1s and 2s, you're going to have an advantage here.
I don't think you should have been allowed to play the lands off of it. I think that would have helped a little bit.
Agreed.
Maybe a lot. It might have just made the card okay.
Well, yeah,
instead of busted. But yeah, now you're just drawing 2 cards. Like it's turn 2 or 3. If you're playing the traditional mono red deck right now, you're gonna be able to cast whatever you exiled or put lands in it. Like make 2 land drops. Like that's fine. The fact that they're exiled so they interact with Frenzy is pretty busted.
Yeah, it's quite good. Like I mean, this is an advantage that I don't think. Like I agree with you. Like if it was restrictive to where you couldn't cast lands or play lands, I think the card's fair at that point because I mean these decks are going to be built in such a way that maximize that it does it for 1, and that usually involves 1 and 2 mana spells. So this thing's always going to get, if it gets cast for 1, it's just like free basically for the turn. If it gets cast for 3, then that's probably the most fair, and I still think it's probably too good. Like cast it this turn, use the spells next turn when I have open mana. Like it's a free 2 cards.
Yeah, we'll see. I'm obviously not happy about that because I don't like playing against mono red, but they're going to give me broken toys. I guess they can have broken toys too.
I mean, when you break the format, you get to break it forever.
Yeah, at least they're being fair. At least we're not at this like Hazoret mono red format with Ramonap ruins and you know.
See, everyone who was complaining about these bans earlier,
Yeah.
like, so that was just foresight. Like, they knew this dinosaur had to go away because they were just going to print a busted red card every set for the rest of the time.
Yeah, Rampaging Ferocidon?
Yeah. Oh, Dino. But, no, yeah, I really think, I think both cards are extremely powerful at week 0. If I had to guess, it's going to be a lot easier to tune decks to fight the enchantment. Mm-hmm. So if I had to guess, that one's going to become less oppressive, and the red spell will just stay throughout until something changes. Like, it's insane.
For sure.
This is just mono red. Like, we haven't talked about its implications in like red blue decks.
Yeah, for sure. Some kind of like Phoenix stuff, Drake stuff.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, just another card draw spell. Well, it's week 0, brand new format. I'm having a lot of fun on Arena testing it out. We'll just have to see how it goes. Every time I see either one of those cards played, it's pretty disgusting. So we'll just have to see how that goes. So we're gonna jump into another topic. I thought this would be interesting to talk about, something that we've kind of talked about before. But so you kind of go back and forth whether you know, should I still be playing Magic? Should I be doing something else? You know, is this a waste of time, or is this really something I'm enjoying doing with my life right now? So what do you think you'd be doing today if you hadn't been playing Magic all this time?
Well, that's a really good question, and man, that's tough because, well, like when I was younger and first started playing, like my, you know, kind of goals were to just go to like, you know, go to some college and get some like lawyer or finance degree or something similar to economics, you know, something generic, you know, just work in the office somewhere. You know, I didn't play sports or anything in school. All I ever knew was Magic, so that's just kind of what I did. So I imagine it would be something totally opposite of that as well. But yeah, I just can't see myself not playing. Like it's not a thing. Like I mean, I've taken breaks throughout the time, just trying to get like, you know, life in order, or you know, I was working so I couldn't play as much. But I don't know. Magic is home. It's really just everything I've ever known. It's something I'm reasonable at, and I enjoy the interactions. I enjoy the people, even the worst people. It's what makes Magic.
They're part of the community too, unfortunately.
Yeah. I mean, fortunately, unfortunately. I mean, like, like I don't know, like I mean, all my like the best people I know all play Magic. Like
for
all
sure,
my friends play Magic. I mean, who wouldn't want to hang out with their bros nonstop? I mean, that's what I do. Yeah,
man, for sure. I feel that. It's funny how like when I first started playing Magic, you know, and then I did some research online and found like saw stuff advertisements for the Pro Tour and the Grand Prix. It's like, oh my god, like, you know, I've never been this competitive in my life, but I want to do that. And that was probably, you know, 2005, and it's 2019, and that still hasn't changed. Like that same mindset of like doing well, getting better, going to big events. I mean, it's funny. My goals always change in Magic. My goals in life always change, but they're always like Magic related, you know. But the goal is still to, you know, play, get better, and start doing stuff like this.
Yeah, play and get better has always been something that like everybody knows. And it takes a lot of hard work to actually kind of achieve. Just the idea of getting better is difficult. Yeah,
for sure.
I mean, everybody wants to get better, but you know, putting something together to do that is really hard. So again, I don't know. I think Magic has really kind of kept me on track. Like, I don't want to think about what I'd do without it. Like, who knows?
Yeah, same. I have no idea what I would be doing. Just no clue. It's just like blank space. Just like no idea.
I just can't imagine a world in which I didn't play Magic or go to some like PPTQ or tournament and see people who I've only ever seen at Magic tournaments, but we always go to dinner afterwards because we're friends. I have no idea how that happened other than he saw me beat someone he didn't like, or I saw him beat someone I didn't like, and that was enough to get people.
Get a bond.
Yes, that's beautiful. That's just what it is.
Hell yeah.
But I don't know. Yeah, I agree with you. Like, go to the Pro Tour, get better. Like, those have always been like every Magic player's kind of.
Yeah, for sure.
Thought somewhere in the brain, that's where it's at.
And how insane is Magic right now? Like, the sets that are coming out are just busted. Arena is insane. Like, Magic it's bigger than ever right now.
Yeah, I think Arena has actually lit a fire under a lot of like veteran Magic players like myself, where we're playing on Moto, we're doing the grind, and it's just become work. But like Arena is fun. I enjoy playing Arena.
Oh yeah, same.
Like, you know, what do you like, best of one or traditional? Or I hate that I can't redeem my cards or buy what I want. Yeah, those are all just things that are true for the program. The actual gameplay has been fun to me.
Yeah.
And that's something exciting, and that's partly to do with the sets they design. To me, are infinitely better than Kamigawa, better than like original Ravnica, better than Innistrad. Those sets were good, but they were just like the building blocks to what we have now. And again, not everyone's going to enjoy these like very slow, build a giant battle tank and attack you limited set. But, I mean, I just kind of try to appreciate each one on its own, and
for sure.
Try to stop comparing them to each other.
No, I definitely agree with like kind of bringing old school veterans out of the woodwork. Like all the guys all the people in the community I grew up with playing. A lot of them have families now, like wives, kids, husbands, whatever. They're doing their own thing. They haven't played in years. We still keep in touch. And now, like every other day, at least a few times a week, I've got somebody I haven't talked to in years messaging me like, "Hey, like I did this thing on Arena. Like, do you have some deck lists or like check this out?" It's awesome, like reconnecting with a lot of old friends that way.
100% agree, yeah, and like Arena is different for everyone, right? And to me, yeah, it's revitalized a lot of my old friends who have kind of gotten married, done their own thing. They're coming back to play, and that's exciting for me. That makes me feel good that I'm gonna have like those people around me more frequently again. So I'm all for it. And then all the changes they're making for like prize payout and stuff, yeah, I'm embracing it because I'm not good at Hearthstone, and I don't even play Fortnite or PUBG because those games are for. I'm out. I'm out. I'm not good at.
I'm past the age limit. I'm past I'm too old to play that stuff.
Yeah. But, I mean,
or to be good at it anyway.
There are tons of people that we know locally that are grinder level like myself and are better, and this is an opportunity to be a part of that real esports family, and I think that's awesome.
Oh,
and
absolutely.
I think everyone who's on my level or a little bit less, a little bit better. I think everyone should be embracing that. This is an opportunity for you to play in an arena.
Yeah.
And play arena.
No, playing MTG Arena in an actual esports arena, that's insane to me. Yeah. That's like my new dream now for Magic. That's what I want to do. I've gotten to go to the Pro Tour a few times. That's what I want to do. I want to play an event in an esports arena. Yeah. I don't know what that looks like yet. But it's gonna whether I get to play with one or not, that's gonna happen. They're gonna have them. It's just I don't know if it'll be Wizards sponsored or what it's gonna look like yet. But
yeah, I'm not sure what it looks like, but it's just awesome to be a part of a community that basically didn't exist 10 years ago. Yeah. And now, we're on just the verge of just exploding onto being televised, being having actual real live sponsored teams. That
for sure.
That's amazing. This is what the people who were playing Overwatch and all these Dota, StarCraft. This is the same thing that they were experiencing 5, 6, 10 years ago. Mm-hmm. Now we get to experience in that, and it's a game we play. Yeah. You don't have to get good at another game. You're already good at this.
Well, it's cool. League of Legends really blew that up. I know StarCraft was kind of the OG, but League of Legends was out for a couple years, and then the esport half of it just took off and went fire. And those guys have been playing that game for how long has it been out? 2 or 3 years at that time. We've been playing Magic for 15 years, and people have been playing it longer than me. That's right. And now we have an opportunity to get into the esports arena.
Yeah, it's going to be amazing, and all it would take is a third party sponsor, a non-WotC sponsor.
I was thinking about that. Yeah,
we want to put $10 million together for a tournament prize. For a season.
An esports version of SCG or something.
That's right.
Yeah.
All it takes is a third party sponsor to want to be a part of something they see booming, and then we all get to experience that as well. So all these changes, all these unknowns that are coming from WotC. I just kind of embrace them. I don't have to like them. It's going to be different. It's different for me, too. We're doing things differently. But just embracing that only leads to more of that. And that's what I want. I want more eyes on because somebody gets something in their heart. They want to put money out.
Hell yeah,
I'm in.
Dude. Yeah, absolutely. Well, so what are you looking forward to this year? What's your Magic 2019 goals?
Beachbody 2019.
Bro, we've been saying Beachbody for 6 years now. I think I'm shooting for 2022.
All right,
Beachbody 2022.
Magic Beachbody 2022. No, really, let's do some. Everybody wants to win their tournaments, so I don't want to say that because that's a given. Anybody who's listening, they want to win tournaments. Absolutely. Anybody who's playing, they want to win tournaments. My goal is to play every game correctly. Doesn't matter if it's a win or a loss. I want to play my game right, and the way it works is basically if you play the game correctly, if you're playing your match correctly, you'll maximize the opportunities you have to win. minimize the opportunities that you'll be losing. So my goal is to just play my games right, make my correct mulligan decisions, and make decisions that are relevant and not just tilt. Like, don't be mad. Don't worry about losses or mulligans, and really focus on how I'm playing my game in order to achieve my results. Because whether you win or lose, that's going to happen, right? You can't worry about whether or not you won or lost. All you can worry about is, well, did I make the right play? And if you do that, and that's so generic, but if you do that, then more times than not, you'll come out with a W.
No, I like that. I really agree. That's something I want to work on this year too, is that I'm going to lose a lot at Magic. And I think I'm an all right player, but even if, like, focusing, just playing correctly, I think my biggest goal is to be focused on playing correctly, and then when I lose, be okay with it.
That's right.
You know, like, play correctly and win, awesome. I feel great. I won. Play correctly and lose, okay, well, we got to learn to, like, be okay with that and move on and, you know, see what I could have done differently. And then, because there's a lot of, you know, different directions you can go in a game where it may not be wrong to take one path or the other, but one led to victory and one led to losing. So just kind of reflecting on that and looking and seeing what the other options were. And doing that even when you win. That's the other thing. A lot of people don't focus on what they did right or wrong if they win. If they win, whatever 100% of what their game plan was in a game they won, that was the correct way to do it. They don't think about, like, oh, I actually did this wrong, but I ended up winning anyways.
Yeah, I find actually a ton of value in that. Like, when someone says, you know, did you win or lose? Well, I lost. Well, what happened? Well, I mulliganed. Well, that's not why you lost. Yeah. You lost because you have less resources than your opponent. Your opponent played a creature that you couldn't deal with after you killed things. That's why you lost.
Yeah.
Like, mulligans are just something that happened in the game. Just like winning or losing just happens as part of the game. So don't focus on that. Who cares? Just what happened. Like, what actually happened in the game. That's all that's important to me. And I just want to remember that throughout the game.
For sure. Yeah, I definitely agree. You know, was the mulligan decision correct in the first place? If it was, and you played with the resources that you had as optimally as possible and still lost, well, all right, whatever.
Yeah, too many people focus on, like, this result happened this time, therefore this is correct, and that is just wrong. It's just not right.
Well, it's definitely a good direction ahead for this year. Pretty excited for Magic overall this year. Arena's still technically in beta. Yeah. It's going to be insane when we get to see with that branch out. We've got we're done. No, we have one more Ravnica set. Is there another one?
Yes. So this third one is like supposed to be something Ravnica.
Okay.
But who knows what's going to happen.
Yeah.
Eldrazi, who knows?
Ulamog, Bolus, whoever. Somebody's coming. They're supposed to come and, like, mix, like, the guild is supposed to be kind of, like, mixed up, right? Or something, or disbanded, or it's not going to be. We've done this 2 sets focused on the guilds themselves, individually.
Yeah, I think what I'd really like, and I mean, I don't follow the lore as much as I used to, but I think the third set should be something like Shards almost, where you have guilds working together in order to kind of, like, become the top of what's going on here.
For sure.
So I like that sort of thing. I also heard that this was supposed to be like the end of the Bolus arc, and then we're going to start, like, new Magic World. Like,
okay.
Like, all the Gatewatch Planeswalkers, this is all supposed to be the end of their arc, and we have new stuff, but, they change whatever they want.
For sure. That'd be pretty exciting.
I'd like to see Shards or Wedges. Like, I had a lot of fun during that. So.
Yeah, absolutely. Man, Shards was bonkers. That was all over the place.
Yeah, and it's multicolored. It fits on theme. Like,
that'd be cool if they did another all multicolored set. They could definitely do that with Ravnica.
I think so. Yeah, I mean, I could see something. I could see like an all hybrid set, which would be nuts.
How cool would it be if they like everything just got thrown into a blender, and you've got like a Simic Orzhov like hybrid card, like just it went crazy.
Yeah, that would be pretty nuts. Like, just you do whatever you want.
Yeah.
There's a frog lizard that also has afterlife, and
just
mixed dudes.
Everything's just mismatched. I think it'd be cool to see some like just random guilds crap just thrown together. That'd be sweet.
I also had an idea that maybe the third set could just be all the other Ravnica sets blended, so you could get cards from the first Ravnica. So you might have like OG Niv Mizzet with new Niv Mizzet. You could have Orzhov, and it's just a reprint set of all the Ravnica cards. So something like that, I could see make a smaller set. I don't know.
For sure.
I'm excited. I like it.
Hell yeah. Well, Mailar, we'll kind of get this finished up here. I'm gonna get your thoughts on one more thing. What is
all right. So first of all, this is a good B+ because like Christmas trees got to be like white Christmas trees.
Got to be the vanilla. We'll call it vanilla, right?
Well, yeah, okay. Vanilla.
There's nothing wrong with this Christmas tree.
Regular Christmas trees. Just those are the ones that you want to get for Little Debbie. Like everything else is just trying to like ride coattails. Like this is a good try. I would eat this. Don't get me wrong. I love it. I'm gonna get some on the way home. But Little Debbie Christmas tree is better. Like put your Nutty Buddy down. Put your oatmeal cream pie. Put your Star Crunch away. Nobody cares about that.
It's all about the Christmas trees.
This is where you need to be if you're trying to be big.
There's a Kroger 2 feet from my apartment that we are in right now.
Sold out.
They didn't have Christmas trees all year.
No,
like, I couldn't find them. That's where you shop too?
Yeah.
That's the problem.
I leave 1 minute before you so I can get there and get them all. No, there's a lot of Little Debbie like battles going on. There's Little Debbie gang warfare happening.
Yeah.
Christmas trees. Whatever Christmas tree. And they have a spice Christmas tree. Like a spice cake tree.
Okay.
I didn't know about that. I had to get that in the newsletter.
You probably have to send. You probably got to be sending some box toppers or something. Become part of the Little Debbie Club,
the fan club.
Yeah, and they'll send you some of the limited edition spiced Christmas trees.
Yeah, dude. So
not available in stores.
When you become part of the Little Debbie fan club, you actually get a little to put on your username. So.
Is that where all these hip hop artists get
they're master chefs of the Little Debbie fan club. Lil Wayne, yes, he loves Christmas trees. Just letting you know. Lil Boosie, also.
That's how that started. Yeah. Okay. Well, that makes a lot more sense.
Of course.
Because the original is Little Debbie.
Yeah, Little Debbie.
Spitting the maddest beats and the maddest trees.
Spitting the fattest treats and the sickest beats.
The fattest treats.
There we go.
Oh, God.
Get you some Little Debs, just saying.
All right, man. Was there anything you want to plug? Like you want your Twitter, Facebook, anything like that? Or you want strangers to, stalk you?
Nah, bro, I'm good.
You're good on that? Snapchat, Instagram?
Yeah, I'm on that. I mean, I'm not telling you my Snapchat name. You can't get my Instagrams unless you're wanting to get a picture of a cheeseburger next to a salad. It's kind of wild. But I do have a Twitter. It's Deep in the Tweets. I mean...
At Deep in the Tweets?
At Deep in the Tweets. I've been holding that one for a while. But, yeah, I mean, just stay tuned here. I mean, this is where you're going to get the best. So, we're going to keep working here.
For sure. Well, man, I'm glad you came on. This was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
So appreciate it. Good luck to your Magic 2019.
The Beach Body. Well, I mean...
2022 for the Beach Body.
2022 for the Beach Body. Magic Body 2019. Christmas trees. W's. That's what we're looking for.
Hell yeah. All right, everybody. Thanks for watching. This was episode 2 of Time to Talk Magic. We'll be back next week with our next guest. And, I don't know. Peace. Whatever. Goodbye.